Good evening. I'm the Maven of the Eventide. Welcome back to Vampire Playthroughs, where we are playing Vampire the Masquerade Shadows of New York, the thrilling sequel to Vampire the Masquerade Coteries of New York.
I so far disagree with two things you've said.
Thrilling.
And playing. It's a click fest. It's not really playing. It's an experience.
We're playing in that we are players upon the stage, and all the internet is the stage, and we are merely
I lost
players.
your metaphor in like the first
because
sentence.
we're like voice acting.
Okay.
Playing,
all right. No, all right.
in that sense.
What you playing it? Playing a game.
We are on night 4. Julia's night 4. It was the night of the party, but
And all through the house.
diving right back into the action.
Diving in. Going in.
Seemed like you were in a rush. I couldn't stand the crowd. She's honest, probably performatively so, just to get in my good graces. Well, it's working. And why is that? In my experience, gatherings like those always enable a boring pack mentality. All the familiar lies we tell ourselves just to justify lusting for more, repeated ad nauseum.
I was about to say, normal people don't speak like this, but these are not normal people.
No, she's a sexy vampire who, apparently she wears this thing over her face because she's disfigured in some way, which is, I'm curious about.
I know. Every time I see it, I still think about that story about the depressing story.
I'm going to say this. So, I'm a reporter. I'm going to get to the bottom of it, right?
But do you want to insult this person? That seems
she says we're all telling ourselves lies. So I'm like,
okay.
I don't think it's insulting.
I thought it was combative.
Ah. And what lies are you telling yourself?
Excuse me.
Her aura immediately turns colder. You have bigger issues to worry about, sweetheart.
Now you do.
Oh, well. At least now I know how familiar I can get with her.
Not at all.
No, nothing risked, nothing gained, right?
When it comes to people who are controlling your life and death?
That I do.
Okay.
Back at the art hole, you said something about guiding me, but I have zero idea what to do. None whatsoever. I had a few necessary arrangements to make over the phone before we got here to ensure your pretty little head stays attached to your neck. For now, anyway. I'm grateful, but I still feel way out of my depth. I need to know what to do. You used to make a living as an investigative journalist, did you not? Investigate the murder. In TV shows, where an investigative journalist gets too close to the heart of a politically incendiary case, it rarely goes well. A cat's head on their porch, a bullet to the head. So, you are afraid you might be a pawn in a game you don't understand, that your elders consider you a disposable asset. That's a single wrong move might cost you everything you hold dear. That sounds about right, yeah? Well, by the sound of it, you understand your situation perfectly. Don't belittle me. I need your advice. Be anything you want, but don't be boring, Julia. If I wanted to belittle you, I would have drowned you in platitudes long ago. Know thyself. Be in your strength. Trust no one. Act confident. Turn the chessboard around and read your opponent's mind. Read Sun Tzu and quote him incessantly.
I thought you said no platitudes.
Can I ask you something? Seeing as Mia is still not here, of course. Do you know who killed Baron Callahan? I haven't the slightest idea. Were you emotionally impacted by his death? Not at all. Did you know him? Only passingly, I'm afraid. I expected him to perish sooner than later, so I never bothered to improve our relationship. Why are you helping me? Am I? That remains to be seen. What do you mean? You do not want a painfully honest answer. But I do. She stares me down. Her reverent tone makes it impossible to guess what she's feeling, even more so than the mask. When I look at you, I see someone pitiful, someone whose Hunger is purely biological, just an animalistic rush. The hunger.
No.
The vampire's urge to feed. It overpowers all other needs, and trying to ignore it is said to be the easiest way to prime the beast. The dark, always blood-hungry passenger that accompanies every vampire's unlife for a hostile takeover. How very Dexter. When I saw a burgeoning plan to put you in a situation that is way beyond your capabilities, I offered my help. I was curious to see your true colors reveal themselves firsthand. When everything is said and done and Callahan's killer is pointed out, will you be a whimpering animal or a victor taking the spoils? I cannot wait to find out. I don't know what to say. Is she provoking me or... Mia should be here any second. You have time for one more question. Don't we know a Mia? Mia sounds familiar. Wasn't she like the Bruja person from the last game?
I got nothing. I have no idea.
I don't feel like it's any of my business
No,
why she hides her
I
face. Yeah,
wouldn't.
that's kind of rude. I'm gonna ask what makes her so part. What do you do to hold so much sway over this city? I have the best occupation in the world, and I make sure nobody is better at it than I am. And that occupation is a socialite. And that was your last question. Direct the rest of them to her. A woman around my age emerges from around the corner of the street. Yeah, see, she looks familiar, right? She's definitely like a Bruja or an Anarch or something.
Well, yeah, she's got that rebel look. Ellipses.
I've never met her before, but if I had to describe her in 2 words by her aura alone, I guess those words would be permanently angry, even more so than your average Anarch.
You must be Catherine Weiss.
And you must be Mia Morgan. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Pleasure's mutual. This your girl?
Julia Shawinski, the La Sombra Primogen. The La Sombra representative. I correct her automatically. At this point, it's a habit.
Good. If you were a primogen, I might have tried to kill you here and now.
Is Torque still on the site?
Nah, I told him I'd take it from here.
Yeah, Mia was the one they told us, go find Mia. And then Mia was like, go find Torque. Remember in the other game? She got a glow up.
Maybe that's why I don't recognize her. By the end of tonight, he needs to look like a natural candidate for the leader of the NYC Anarchs. It's gonna take a lot of driving around and negotiations.
How did he react to finding Callahan's remains?
He hasn't exactly elaborated on his feelings. But I expect he reacted in the same way every true believer in the cause did. It's this complicated mess of all the possible feelings under the moon.
So he was the first one who's seen the murder site?
Oh, so you're already calling it a murder site. Does the Ivory Tower know something we don't?
It's not the official position, but I expect a lot of them think it's Torque who stood to benefit the most from the boss's death, and it sounds like he's quick to jump on new opportunities.
You don't know him.
Yes, but I'd love to meet him and ask him some questions, especially if he was the one who found the body.
Well, if you're meeting Torque at all, it won't be tonight. He's too busy.
I was assigned to investigate. I won't be able to do it properly if I'm not able to question a key witness.
I'll arrange for him to see you this week.
This week? Aren't the tensions a little too high for delaying an investigation like this?
Well, Torque's work is our best shot at making sure they won't get higher, so be fucking who. I'm his right-hand woman, though. You got any questions, direct them to me.
Maybe the 2 of you should head to Callahan's office. The discussion here does not seem to be going in the right direction, nor in a particularly interesting one. You're not coming? Torque and you are not the only ones who have their work cut out for them tonight. I trust you can take it from here. And Mia, be easy on her. In slightly different circumstances, I expect the 2 of you would have ended up on the same side of the barricades.
Uh-huh.
Take care. She heads back to her vehicle.
Well, follow me. I'll show you to his place.
It's a 19th century style office, classical, wooden, smelly, the stuffy air of books, old furniture, and dust covers much of the fragrance of decay, but not all of it. Oh, the little, like, zoomy around the room thing it's doing here. That's cool. We didn't have that effect in the last game.
Is it going to keep doing this? Because I'm getting vertigo.
I guess so?
Click through, click, click, click.
I guess this is just, like, our investigative, like, eyeball is seeing these... So
Can you make it go away?
This is the first time I've seen the remains of a vampire who's met the final death. I heard stories of really old kindred crumbling to dust, but that's an exaggeration. At least, it didn't happen here. When kindred die, time catches up with them. If you offed me right now, I'd probably turn into an ugly, leaky corpse. But Callahan was well over a century old. It's like looking at a dapper mummy. A desiccated body in a heap of musty clothes. All that's left of the mighty boss Douglas Callahan, Anarch Baron of New York City. If that's really him. Needless to say, it might be a little hard to establish the time of death or the cause, especially as his garb doesn't have any obvious damage. What a great place to start. Have you already found anything suspicious?
Nothing you don't see in front of you.
Uh-huh. This door is the only point of entry to the room, right?
Mm-hmm. Unless you count the windows, but nobody except for Callahan knew to operate those. And they don't let in air or light, though.
Metal blinders on the windows facing east, the only modern element in the room, sticking out like a sore thumb. They look automated. Was the door open when Torque got here?
Well, that's the one suspicious thing. It wasn't. It's as if Callahan locked himself in from the inside.
Ooh, a locked room murder mystery.
Dun dun dun.
This is exciting. A closed room murder, huh?
She thinks just like you.
There's some glass scattered on the floor. I point at it. Could that be from the window?
I checked it from the outside. It's in perfect condition.
So what's this glass?
I have no idea.
Why does it seem like she has her suspicions but is remaining uncooperative just because, fuck off, Camarilla scum? I check the next point of interest, a wall safe, surprisingly large. I play with the lock a bit. What's the combination?
It's Callahan's. What makes you think I'd know?
At least I tried. A desk with nothing but an envelope on it. Nothing inside. I check all the drawers. Every single one has been thoroughly emptied. I don't know what I expected. Is this how the anarchs go around securing crime scenes? Were these emptied before Torque arrived?
I don't know. But I wouldn't accuse him of tampering with evidence if I were you.
Well, thank you. The decor of the room is pretty minimal, so there's not a lot of points of interest that could illuminate the case. I start getting nervous. I point at the painting on the wall. Of course, you have no idea who this is.
Callahan's ancestor, I guess.
I'm out of ideas. Everything I look at feels like another dead end. I'm frustrated. I feel as if I failed this investigation before it has even started. There must be something more. Like, I feel like she's giving up way too easy. There's so many things to look at.
And it's like, well, this is a cold case.
Like, seriously. I start walking around, trying to find a single clue. Mia just watches me indifferently. Give me anything. Anything, goddammit. Anything. Any... Shadow blinks in and out of existence near Callahan's remains. I freeze in place. Are you trying to help me?
What are you mumbling about? In case you missed it, I'm not particularly fond of your sect.
Doesn't seem like Mia noticed it. Give me just a moment more. She groans under her nose and goes back to messaging someone on her phone. You gotta groan under your nose.
How does that? And that's where your mouth is. It's always under your nose. I do everything under my nose.
Do it.
I
think it's more like a...
That's not a groan. It's more like a harumph.
When she does, the shadow appears again. Make shadow sounds. Those were excellent shadow sounds.
Thank you.
Once again, blink in, blink out. Could something be there?
Now, is this just like a, what's the name of her sect again?
The Sombra.
The Sombra. Is that like the Sombra thing? The shadows and all that kind of jazz?
Yeah, remember we could see ghosts and stuff?
Oh, neat.
That's why it's called Shadows of New York, because we're the Shadow Clan.
Oh.
I approach the clothes and start searching them for a clue. Maybe they missed something.
Getting desperate, huh?
Just being thorough.
We've searched the bastard like 3 times. He had nothing of interest on.
How about this? A small card, barely noticeable, looking a bit like a shopping list, is shoved deep into an almost invisible hole in the fabric. I take it out and show it to Mia.
You didn't plant that there, did you?
No, did you?
Shove off. What's on it?
It's a list of 4 names. D'Angelo, Hope, Agathon, Tamika. We know those people!
Which ones are Hope and Agathon?
Hope was the Malkavian with the crazy computer scam thing.
Oh, yes, yes.
And I think Agathon was the Tremere.
Is that the one we didn't play with last time?
Yeah, like we did like a brief thing with him, but didn't like go very far with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Neat.
So those are the 4 like possible coteries we could have gotten. And D'Angelo and Tamika were ours when we were playing Gwen the Venture. But Julia doesn't know any of them.
Nope.
Any idea what this is about?
Beats me.
She's lying, but I don't care. Tomorrow night, I'll meet up with Kadir and ask him to help me figure it out. Think I'm done here.
Oh, the door hit you on the way out.
Guess she sees me as nothing more but an enemy agent. When will I get to meet with Torque?
If, that's a big if, he will agree to meet with you on a one-to-one basis, Catherine will let you know. He probably won't let a loyal Camarilla lapdog like you to see him without her oversight anyway.
Camarilla lapdog, huh? It's a risky play, of course, and might backfire. But maybe I'd benefit if I put my loyalty to the court in question. I'm a risk taker. A Camarilla lapdog? Please.
Well, ain't ya?
Trust me, I'm not the type who bites the hands that feeds her, but the court's favorite pastime is leaving me starved.
Ah, so it's like that, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, trait updated.
But I'm just bullshitting, right? I really am a lapdog?
Well, I mean, it seems like you're doing it just to sort of get into her.
Maybe I am questioning. They haven't been nice to me. What do I owe them, huh?
Kind of everything.
Because they treat me like shit?
Well, because
Because I'm a second-class citizen in their eyes?
Well, I mean, if it weren't for them, you'd still be sitting in a burger joint for the rest of your undeath.
She studies me carefully.
I will keep that in mind, depending on how the situation unfolds.
Good. In the meantime, have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
It's getting late. Or early, depending on how you look at it. Once I leave Callahan's office, I head straight to Dakota's apartment. Oh, I get to see my girlfriend again. I try to sneak by the bedroom, but she's up waiting for me. How was your night? Shit. Tomorrow. What happened? You look like something the cat dragged in. Tomorrow, I promise. But I'm worried. Don't be. Tomorrow. She gives me a concerned look, and closes her eyes, slumps her shoulders, and frowns. All right. You're the best. I reach my pitch-black room and throw myself on the bed. The responsibilities, the stakes, the way I always feel too slow to react properly in these situations. I don't want to think, I just want to turn off my brain and want to drift into the void. Into the void. Into the void. Into the void.
And home before dark.
I guess I have to rest.
I guess so. The sun's coming up, so.
Can't do anything, so rest it is.
Rest.
You have received your first trait. Some choices in the game will push Julia towards different ways of thinking, which will have a lasting effect on her throughout the story. But I wasn't really changing my way of thinking. I was bullshitting to try to win this girl.
Well, maybe that's your trait. Your trait is sort of like manipulator.
Oh, yeah, I'm down with that. I'd be a good manipulator.
What if we figure out how our traits are?
You will see a brief pop-up on the top of the screen anytime they receive a new trait. It was on the bottom of the screen?
No, that's it up there. It says new trait, but it didn't tell us what that trait specifically was.
You can always view any unlocked traits in the log screen accessed through the top left icon.
Let's go see.
Loyal only to myself.
Okay.
But I thought I was just faking.
That's fair.
Okay. Remember that ruthlessness is the mark of a true La Sombra, but you might walk another path before reaching that destination.
Okay, well, so at least that seems pretty La Sombrish.
Yeah, I'm La Sombrish.
Mm-hmm.
Always told you you'd make it big. Get real, these assholes are just using me as a pawn in some stupid fourth-dimensional chess game.
Is that a paintbrush?
I think she's doing my makeup.
Oh.
Because remember, I can't see myself in a mirror, so she has to do my makeup for me.
Does she know you're a vampy?
Yes.
Okay.
As opposed to just keeping you off the chessboard. Don't be a glass half empty buzzkill. Watch them make me a scapegoat or something. That would be exciting. I could write a book about living with a 21st century Lee Harvey Oswald. Come on, don't even joke like that. I haven't killed anyone. Julia, honey, neither did Oswald. Yeah, right. I keep forgetting. Stop wiggling or I'll mess your face up. Sorry. I'm always obedient when she's busy working on my makeup. It's hard to take care of your appearance, especially your face, when you can't even see yourself in the mirror. Not that I've ever been particularly good at it, but Dakota doesn't seem to mind. I'm her goth dress-up doll. Her presence in my own life is one of the few good things that my sire provided for me before fucking off to Chicago. Normally, I'd be told to find myself a ghoul, but many of our clan, myself included, finds the idea of ghouls distasteful.
Cool. No.
What you get when you give a mortal your vampire blood without draining theirs first?
Oh, I've heard this one.
An underling, a toady, a thrall. My clan don't really like to use them. Hell, Karen thought the very concept was beneath her and refused to explain it.
Way to go, Karen.
Such Karen. We're cat people, not dog people. We don't want mindlessly faithful servants. We want companions who rely on us, despite having, in theory anyway, the free will not to. The kind of relationship I have with Dakota would normally be a breach of the Masquerade's rules. But the rules are different for kindred who are Camarilla adjacent, even losers like me. Simplifying here, but my sire made it clear that her child would not own slaves, and that was the end of the discussion. To be honest, I think the court mostly agreed to that request because they wanted one more thing to blackmail me with, just in case. What would you do in my place? If I had to investigate your elite's wrongdoings? Yeah? I'd probably look for those rich fucks' pedophile rings. Look for the assholes who mention pizza suspiciously often. See who has powerful friends in Manhattan jails. Stuff like that.
God, is she just...
Oh, come on.
I guess this was made sort of in the era of Pizzagate.
Yeah. No, I'm serious.
What are emails?
Search for the deep rot, and a lot of smaller crimes will get solved in the process.
Deep state, babe.
What is it with you and conspiracy theories? What do you mean? You just told me your bosses are having eyes wide shut parties, and suddenly you don't believe in rich people's pedophile rings? I don't know. I just don't know if I want to know. My point is, you act as if all the conspiracy theories are real. Like, you can't possibly believe all that shit. Half of it doesn't even make sense. Well...
Where we go one, we go all.
You want an interesting answer or a real answer? The real answer should be the more interesting one. She removes her brush from my face to gather her thoughts. Everyone's lost nowadays. Just look at the world. It's drowning in facts that fail to cohere into a single convincing narrative or a story that resonates. The corporate media want you to believe in empirical thinking, but it always fails to deliver moral or metaphysical truths, and the people desperately lack those. So what do? They turn to conspiracists, and suddenly they're able to navigate the world. And why is that? Because conspiracy theories give them emotional truths that serve as a compass.
So, conspiracy theories is the opiate of the masses.
Is Bill Gates trying to insert satanic microchips into my body? Probably not. I hope not. Now, is he a terrible person? No idea, but there's ample evidence that might be the case. It's in his ruthless business strategies, the company he used to keep the philosophy he follows. People look at him and they feel he's fishy. So, when the media present him as a genius or a savior, and I post that he wants to put the mark of the beast on my body, they choose to believe me. Because it makes moral, emotional, and metaphysical sense to them. And ultimately, that's what matters most. The end.
And that's when I broke up with Dakota.
I mean, I get what she's saying. Like, she doesn't believe it.
I know, but then she goes out like spreading all this crap on Facebook and Twitter and stuff, so she's the problem.
Because she thinks the emotional truth is more important than the truth.
Yes, but she's wrong.
But the emotional truth is Bill Gates is evil, and that is the truth. He's not evil the way she's saying he's evil, but it makes people believe the essence of evil more than the truth does.
You lost me. Sorry.
I get it. Wow. I'm 99% sure this is complete bullshit, but I'm buying it. Hey, I didn't say I was buying it. I said I got it, but I'm not buying it. Like, isn't there an in-between here?
Great. Now she's going to make a 4chan account, and it's all downhill from there.
I did not mean that Julia was on board with this very morally bankrupt philosophy of Dakota's. I just meant that I understood what she was saying.
No, I do. Okay, I just want to make sure that you're not sort of like justifying. It's like, oh no, she's spreading these lies because that's what people need.
No, I'm just saying I understand the words she's saying.
Okay, yes, I understand the words, but the words are stupid.
I mean, it totally misrepresents most conspiracy nut jobs I knew, but it's interesting and fun to think about. So I don't really give a damn. It's the truth. It's true. I am a vampire. I don't really give a damn.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Like, this is their problem.
See? That's the idea. You get it. You came up with this monologue yourself.
Working on it for weeks.
No. I read it on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
Oh, figures.
Yeah.
But just to make sure, vaccines are okay?
All right, come on, the Polish people.
Well, as far as I know, they don't cause autism.
All right, good.
Good to hear. Anywho, I'm done. You're the best.
God's sake.
Yeah.
How did this game involve, like, Pizzagate conspiracy theories and vaccine untruths?
And makeup.
Because we're gals.
Yeah, considering how many times I've done makeup on a dead body, I probably have enough job experience to be a mortician by now. Now, that sounds like an exciting career. In reality, it's probably the most boring thing under the sun. Yeah, I like my corpses talkative, pouty, and self-loathing. Shut up. This carcass will be leaving now. It's got a job to do. Go get him, tiger. First thing I need to do, meet up with Kadir tonight and report to him. I hope he knows how to guide me out of this mess. He should have time for me in an hour or two. In the meantime, I suppose it's time to find some... What's the most dehumanizing word I could use here? Nourishment.
If you're hungry.
Dictionary updated. Kadir told me I'd need to quench my hunger less often if I didn't smoke. It kills you, he said. But to start killing itself, your organism must pretend it's alive, and that uses up precious vitae.
Vitae? No.
An ancient term for blood. In my experience, rarely found outside the dusty textbooks and pompous Camarilla speeches. I love cigarettes. The way they smell, the way they burn, the hot ash falling from the top, the sound of the lighter. Does she mean tip?
I guess.
The way they kill you, of course.
Of course.
And I guess I need some tactile connection to who I was back when I was alive. Okay, New York City, guide my steps. Show me which one of your children I should drink up tonight. Oh, who are my options here?
Oh, it's a veritable buffet.
He looks yummy. Slap on the wrist.
Oh, so you're not eating these people. These are people you actually need to talk to.
What? These are like referencing things I haven't... Did Samira ask me to meet her? I thought I was going hunting and now there's like... I feel like I missed a scene here. All of these are referencing like plots other than hunting, which I'm assuming I'm going to also hunt at these plots. Like the note left on my old drop dead point reads, but I didn't get a note. Samira's asked me to meet her. Did she ask me to meet her? Did I forget that? And here, going to a club. Giving a rumor.
We should have watched the last episode before we did this, huh?
I mean, it's like none of these things. Was there a rumor about a club that I missed?
Are these just chasing like clues about the murder?
I thought I was just going out hunting, not chasing clues about the murder.
Well, maybe you'll just get something to snack on the way.
Well, I'm assuming so, but still, it's like I feel like there's a scene missing here. There's some sort of transition here. Anyway, between these guys, I'm gonna pick this one because she's cute.
Okay.
Diva Select. A fitting name for a Kiss addict audacious enough to openly pitch her unique taste to those in the know.
Why is Kiss capitalized?
Like the band?
No, that would be all capitals, I think.
I don't know. Kiss addict. Maybe a Kiss addict is like someone addicted to getting their blood drunk. Yeah, my immortal Kiss. She's addicted to getting her blood drunk.
That's vague.
I'm not in a clubbing mood, but since I need to feed, might as well give that rumor a shot. So I've heard a rumor about this club where there's someone who's addicted to getting fed on, and I'm gonna go give it a shot because I'm hungry.
Okay.
All right. Oh, I've been here before.
Oh, I get to catch that weird waving dancey guy.
No blood, no matter how exquisite, is worth suffering through this noise. Something terrible must have happened to the previous DJ. It had to be sudden and unexpected for them to hire this amateur under the wire. Zero ability to read the crowd, no sense of flow. As if that constant flashing wasn't migraine-inducing enough by itself. Not that I remember how an ordinary headache feels. I know the hunger, though, which is why I'm here tonight. A purple-haired girl bumps into me, head down, tears flowing down her cheeks, hands trembling. As much as I understand it, I don't think that it's the guy at the turntables that made her like this. Oof. Bereft girl. It's cute. Oh, I'm so sorry. She bolts before I can say a single word. Well, who am I to blame her? A tactile retreat probably felt like a good idea. The trace of cheap booze as in every potential vessel is faint but ever present. At this point, the smell is all I'm getting. Come to think of it, I can barely remember how alcohol tastes. Vessel.
Noun.
Polite slang for a source of blood, usually bipedal. Really, it's polite slang? Maybe I should remind myself. Nah, that's dumb. But the bar is pretty much free of people at the moment. I get closer, take a peek at the drinks menu. These are some goofy fucking names, especially from a kindred's perspective. The Bloody Margaret, the Vampiro. Or put them in. I'm gonna order the Vampiro.
Do it.
After a short while, the crackling of the ice cubes announces the arrival of the sparkling blend. The tall glass, garnished with an orange slice and a chili pepper, contains enough fruit and juice to successfully mask the smell of tequila. Mazel tov! I chug it down in one go. Tastes like an awful mix of all kind of Nesbitt soda, topped off with a hint of fermented cactus pulp. What's Nesbitt soda? Do you know what that is?
It sounds familiar, but I can't place it. I keep thinking about Jones soda, like the ones that are flavored like Thanksgiving dinner and stuff, you know? I think that's Jones.
Why am I drinking alcohol?
It's because you wanna. Makes you feel like a not dead thing.
This can make me sick, won't it?
Does it?
Something tells me I'm gonna regret it soon. The music abruptly stops, just as I step away from the bar. I can't see the booth, but the crowd's reaction tells me all I need to know. Looks like we have a new DJ. The vibe immediately improves. Hallelujah. But pleasant memories never last. Some well-worn dude on the wrong side of 40 decides to hit me up. Our eyes meet for a brief moment, slightly too late for me to outmaneuver him. Strangely, there's no lust in his gaze. And yet, he seems like a predator closing in on its prey. Shit. Could he be the rumored Diva's Delight? A kiss addict clocking me as a bloodsucker?
Kind of vibing on the song.
Well-worn man. Do your well-wornest voice.
This is what I sound like. How come you here all alone, sweetheart?
I can pinpoint exactly what it is, but there's something irksome about the way he carries himself. As he approaches me, I begin to feel fatigued. Like there's a sudden drop in atmospheric pressure.
He's using his vampire mind tricks on you.
No, I don't think he's a vampire.
That's the alcohol.
Unless
he put something in your drink.
Don't I want to eat him? Why are all these trying to get rid of him? I thought I wanted to eat him.
You can't eat him in the middle of the bar.
Sure I can.
But what if you put a roofie in your drink and that's why you feel like that?
My drink came straight from the bartender. I'll glare at him. Maybe he'll think it's hot. I give him a purely hateful glare, but I find it weirdly strenuous to keep my eyes on him for longer than a few seconds. There's something about him that ruins the little composure I have, and I think he knows that. I feel spiders crawling up my spine.
Is there something wrong? Here, let me...
Hands off, asshole! I don't get physical. I can barely focus on his eyes, but he freezes in place for a moment. Hey, Stallion, how about you go bother that guy? He struggles with my chaotic command and gives me an unsettling look, but in the end, he seems to do what I wanted him to do. The meathead's first punch breaks the guy's nose. I don't wait to see his second one. As if meeting that asshole didn't strain me enough, an acrid feeling rises in my gut, instantly making me nauseous. Oh no. I barely make it to the nearest empty lounge before I violently begin throwing up. For a minute straight, I spray the couch with the remains of that wretched cocktail. It's not a pleasant sight. That's some like what we do in the shadows shit.
I'm getting like Team America vibes here.
I get a hold of myself as soon as my stomach empties. Shit, Julia. Your life had more than its fair share of avoidable embarrassments. Is it necessary for your unlife to follow suit? Time to bail and not look back. Right before I reach the exit, the purple-haired girl from earlier bumps into me once again. This time, I know it's not coincidental. Wait, please. She seems startled, but gives me a pleading look. I saw what you did to that man. Are you one of them?
I noticed that she's got a cut on her arm she's covering up. Maybe that's like the sipping hole.
What are you talking about? Who's them? She bares her teeth and taps the side of her neck. Oh, I get it. So you're the Diva's Delight. She blushes innocently, like I just caught her stealing cookies. Yes. It sounds silly, I know, but I thought it would attract some, some of your kind. I've always been told I taste good. Would you like to try? She looks at me the same way a junkie who hasn't had a hit for a while looks at a syringe. You know too much. There's no way you don't have a patron of some sort. Her eyes tear up again. I do, but maybe I don't. I don't know anymore. He shows up whenever he wants, then disappears for weeks. I don't even know his name. We're supposed to be here tonight, but... I guess he didn't show up. The girl keeps talking, now that she's found somebody new to open up to. Any instinct she might have had to remain secretive is gone. Makes you wonder who thought it was a good idea to breach the masquerade for her. For him, I used to have a caregiver. She was one of the divas too. She was exceptional, noble. I think she cared about me in a way. She always complimented the way I taste.
Would you like to try?
She clings to my arm like I'm Jesus Christ and Kurt Cobain at the same time, descended from heaven exclusively to turn her misery to bliss. I can't help but feel some disdain.
Please? I promise you won't be disappointed.
I know I won't be. I'm too hungry for that. But I also like to pretend I'm something better than hungry from time to time. God, why am I such a snob? I came out here to eat. Just eat the damn girl. What's my
Beggars
problem?
and choosers.
I'm gonna eat her. The hunger gets the better of me, but somehow I don't mind. This is what she wants, isn't it? A quick look around. Nobody's paying attention. Why would they? We're just two random girls who seem to be into each other. I gently grab the back of her head and put my lips closer to her neck. She visibly trembles with excitement. As I bite down, her body softens. Then I drink, savoring each sip. She really tastes incredible. Like an unfulfilled promise. Sweet, sweet innocence. As soon as I'm done, she loses her footing, weakened, but undoubtedly relieved. I help her sit down on the floor. She smiles at me, joy glinting in her eye.
Thank you. I really needed that. My name's...
Don't talk. Just rest a while. I leave her alone in this state of bliss. She doesn't seem to mind. Looks like I did the right thing. Right? I leave the booming sounds of the club behind me and I get on with my night.
Oh, I was really into that song. I wanted to stay there longer. We already fed, so who are these other two guys?
Yeah, it's like now if these aren't feeding opportunities, what are we even doing here? Okay, I have no idea what this bunny as a reporter is. Okay. Samira asked me to meet her, apparently. Samira is asking me to meet her. If not for the ongoing celebrations, the patrician would prove an odd choice for a secret rendezvous. I guess the patrician is the name
But
of
why are
this
they
venue.
referring to both of these people as she's when they're obviously like
No,
dudes?
Samira is the vampire. This
Right.
is the victim I would encounter at that place if I were to go there to feed, I think.
Okay. But you're talking about the case.
Here's hoping she can provide some useful insight to the case. Well, Samira is like good people, so I'll go meet her.
I'm
and
very
whoever
confused,
this
but okay.
Jeff Goldblum looking guy is.
Looks nothing like Chip.
He's got the glasses. This place looks familiar. The patrician, eh? Yeah, we were here in the last game. A clean-cut staff member dressed in an impeccable company uniform smiles at me as the elevator door opens.
Good evening, madam. Meeting someone?
I dismiss his question with an apathetic shrug. He sizes me up for a brief moment, visibly questioning my fashion sense.
No.
However, his professional acumen quickly trumps his discontent.
Very well. This way, please.
NYC's nouveau riche seem awfully hungry for gourmet soup this late at night. The patrician is packed almost to the brim. The concierge points me over to the last vacant table, conveniently situated in the far-off corner of the main hall. I nestle in the chair, letting my elbows rest on the ornate tablecloth. Watch out, oblivious white collars. There's a black widow in your midst. Well, I'm here. Might as well just kick back and die of boredom.
Oh, yeah, right. Says the girl who spent all of her waking days at the burger joint.
Yeah, at least this place is, like, sexier. Gosh. Yeah.
Why am I here?
I really, really need something to occupy my mind.
Hey, order another drink. That was fun.
Too bad I can't use phones or anything. I can't, like, play Sudoku or Candy Crush or something.
Why can't you use phones again?
Because La Sombra's, like, short out technology.
Oh.
Oh, I'm gonna figure out why Samira is moving. As I'm waiting, I rack my brain for any idea why the Banu Hakim Primigem wanted me here tonight instead of out there working my case. The obvious possibility, and the one I'm counting on, is that she has some sort of lead she wasn't comfortable sharing at Elysium. I'm almost certain that's a false hope, though. This whole investigation still feels like a joke being told at my expense. While I'm trying to figure out how I feel about this, somebody finally takes notice of me. The concierge quickly closes in on me, dancing habitually between the tables, and addresses me before I can even utter a single word.
Excuse me, ma'am. Are you Miss Sawinski by chance?
As soon as I nod, he hands me a carefully folded memo and leaves. The note reads, "The manager of this establishment insulted the Camarilla's authority with his negligence. Even though it's minor, his transgression must be penalized. I would like you to assist me in this matter. Such a display of goodwill on your part would surely improve your standing with the higher-ups. Choose an appropriate, non-lethal punishment. S." Well, this is disappointing. It was a high order to expect any help with the investigation, I guess. Instead, just another chore. The best I can hope for is that this really is just a friendly request and not a deliberate attempt to derail my work this early in the game. Yeah, damn it. Might as well get it done since I'm already here so I can move on with more pressing stuff. I swiftly approach the manager and tap him on the shoulder. He furrows his brow as soon as he notices me.
I'm afraid I'm busy. One of the waiting staff should be able to...
We have something to discuss. The VIP lounge. Now, if you please. His face loses color. Maybe it has dawned on him that I'm even paler than the other more blue-blooded guests. He immediately becomes compliant as I escort him through a side door. The room isn't empty, but his guests are just leaving. Nobody pays me any attention. The manager is as polite as he can be as he sees the patrons out, but I can see he's clearly losing his shit. He quietly asks one of his staff to give him 5 minutes in the lounge and gingerly closes the doors behind him. Then, the pleading starts.
Listen, I know I screwed up. I shouldn't have let him in. How can I know he's not one of the proper clients?
I don't give a... Listen, hey!
I would never implore you. I have children, for Christ's sake. There must be something, an arrangement, a way to...
He just goes on and on as if I'm not even here. With each subsequent whimper, he becomes more and more irritating.
Non-lethal.
Am I verbally lashing out or physically lashing out?
I think that's a verbal.
I've had enough of this bullshit. I grab him by the back of his head and smash it down on the bar, then throw him on the small but stout coffee table nearby. I take out a soup ladle from the fancy kettle it was served in and just smack the guy around. Doesn't look nice.
I may have been
it lasts way longer than it needs to. Wow, I'm really going at it.
Hey, she told you this is punishment.
Yeah, I mean, soup ladles aren't lethal, right?
The manager needs a spanking.
With every hit, his whimpers grow quieter. I only come to my senses once he chokes on a sob. I look down at him, just lying there, wheezing after the unjust thrashing. I throw away the bloodied utensil, and I get out of there as fast as I can. I may have gone a little overboard.
You're fine. You did her proud.
Yeah, I wasn't here to explain anything. I mean, come on.
You weren't given really instructions. All it said was non-lethal. And, yeah, done.
I don't really know what happened to me back there. I acted on instinct. Karen warned me that something in our bloodline finds sniveling weaklings detestable. Is that what triggered me? Well, this is something to worry about in the future, but no use dwelling on it for now. I did what I was asked, and I sure as hell wasted enough time here. That's all, folks. All right, it's about time I head to see Kadir. Mighty kind of him to arrange a meeting in the place that's most convenient for me. All right, so we are going to wait and meet Kadir next time and finally get on with this investigation. I wonder if we had gone to see the restaurant man first, if we'd been able to eat him as one of our options.
Oh.
And that could have been our non-lethal display of violence.
Yeah, but also would have left a mark on him, which may have been masquerade-y.
You know, eat him where the sun don't shine.
Oh, God. Well, ephemeral, I suppose. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. There's ways. There's always ways.
There's always ways.
Yeah, you just gotta be a savvy vampy.
Savvy family. Bite him in the crotch.
Yup. Did you enjoy this foray into Vampire the Masquerade?
Man, this is great. I barely had to say a word.
You play 2 characters.
I know, but one was like a creepy guy who may have slipped you a roofie, and then got his, well, then you made him get his ass beat. And hey, both characters I played got their asses beat today.
Hey, Mia didn't get her ass beat.
Who?
Mia.
This is true. Yeah, Mia seems all right. We'll probably be seeing her again.
I am enjoying the references to the previous game. I'm enjoying that there are characters popping up, even though my character don't recognize them or know them or anything. I'm enjoying that I recognize and know them. I think it would be more interesting if my character did know them in some way, so that way I don't have
So
to...
I've heard of this D'Angelo guy.
Yeah, I don't have to pretend to be ignorant, because it's weird to pretend to be ignorant when I, the player, do know. So I wish my character would be like, oh yeah, D'Angelo, I know him. He worked with that Gwen lady. You know, like some kind of reference.
Yeah.
But, no, I guess hard to say. But, yeah, enjoying it so far. The plot thickens, the mystery deepens. I like the diverse cast of characters. I like all the female characters.
I miss the burger joint.
Really?
No.
No. The patrician is much sexier.
The patrician?
Yeah, it's the restaurant we were just...
Oh, okay. I thought like there was a person named the patrician.
No, it's
but
the
it was named...
restaurant.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Anyway, what's new in vampire news?
Are you asking me? I don't know. Hey, is that the sign for TGI Fridays up there?
Yeah, look, and here's the Foot Locker.
There's the
over
Foot
here.
Locker. Oh my gosh. Well, again, this is just a...
I can talk to you more about the Anne Rice Vampire Chronicles TV show. Oh, since the last time we recorded, Anne Rice died. We actually recorded our last episode the night before she died. It's very sad.
Oh, did we? Oh.
Yeah, because we were talking about her like everything was normal, and then I wake up in the morning and edit this episode. They're like, she's...
What did you do?
No, it was very awkward. But yeah, we've had like a month or so of mourning and grief. And there's a lot more going on with the TV show, which I could talk about, but I don't know if anyone's even still interested in that. They're doing a lot of calls for extras, which are sort of giving us hints about scenes that they're filming. Like calls for extra for a victim that Claudia eats at a birthday party. So I know there's going to be a birthday party scene where Claudia eats a victim, you know, like those kind of things. And one of my friends got cast as one of the extras, and she gets to be like a topless harlot in the brothel. And that'll be exciting.
Is she going to send us, like, insider information? Like,
Heck
from the
yeah,
set?
she is. She's going to tell me everything. And then when she's, like, on screen as a topless harlot in this brothel, I'll be able to point her and be like, I know those boobs.
You should have her, like, give you a sign. It's like, hey.
I'll know her.
She'll just,
when
like,
I see
write
her.
Elisa across her chest. Do you want to give them a little hint into what's coming next, Maven-wise?
Maven-wise. Maven-wise, you say.
Like-
Maven-wise.
Maven-wise. Maven-wise.
I have opened up requests again on my Patreon. If there is a movie or book or TV show or some other thing you'd like to request me to review, you now can sign up to do that on my Patreon. That
Commissions
is always
are
an
now
option.
open.
Yep, I had them closed for a while. They are back open again. I already have a couple lined up that I'm working on that are coming up next, which I'm not going to tell you because if you're on my Patreon, you already know. If you aren't on my Patreon, you should join.
You know, I should start like my own stream. Like after you come up with these, I can start like talking about my view of these awful movies that I have to watch sometimes.
Oh yeah, Paul watched a movie with me the other night. He watched two movies.
We
with
watched
me.
two of them.
Yeah, which were not great. And no, Paul sits through and watches every single. He watched all of Hemlock Grove with me. He watches everything with me that I have to watch.
I'm still not really sure how you're going to pay me back for the Hemlock Grove thing. You still haven't done Hemlock Grove because that's like my cats. It's like you just can't.
I did.
You did?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I did that last month.
I just completely blanked out of it
Yeah,
because
you
Hemlock
sure did.
Grove.
No. The way I pay you back for watching horrible movies with me is by allowing you to play this wonderful game with me.
Uh-huh. That's it? Okay. I'll take monetary gain. I'll take.
I'll pay you $5.
It takes an hour. I'm worth more than $5 an hour.
Are you?
No.
Anyway, I hope you all had happy holidays. It's been since Christmas that I've spoken to you, so happy Christmas, happy New Year, happy January. We're almost to the end of January, so I hope you're all doing well in this horrible winter of our discontent. Spring is on the horizon. Valentine's Day is coming up. Be in love. There you go. Be happy.
Wow. Do you ever try just being in love? You ever try not being depressed?
Have you tried just not being sad? You know, it might work out for you. I weep.
God, that would have been
Anyway.
like 3 years of therapy I could have saved myself.
Good night.
Peace.